2, 1.
Ready, set, go!
Yeah, whole team on a loose. Kick it up like Kung Fu. Untamed, yeah, cool. Running plays like who knew. Hella fast when I slide through. You would've thought we was in a zoo. Engine roar like a lion do. Yeah, devil, I'm a damn fool. Switching lanes, hanging out the roof. Tires screech when I bend the corner. All you see is a big poof. Then I'm leaving my initials. Street marks, I'm official. Taking off like a missile. You can hear the wind whistle.
Yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Hey, yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Ready, set, go! 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 Ready, set, go! 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 Yeah, ready, set, go!
Get into it like pronto, get hit with a combo. Do it large, real jumbo, so dirty like gumbo. Big money in a two-seater, hair blowing, you see her. I got her, you need her, never would I wanna be her. And I've been grinding all of my life. Now look at my sights, mile high, I'm fly. Ride till I die, look how I arrive like the president inside. See the look in their eyes.
I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Ready, set, go!
Ready, set,
Go!
let's go.
Go!
On your mark,
Go! Ready, set, go!
ready, set,
Go!
on your mark,
Go!
let's go.
Go! Yeah, ready, set, go!
Yeah, and you know I like big coupes. Two-seater with the missing roof. Run the meter to a can't move. I'm the best, got them all mute. Break the bank, talking big loot. Business talk, making big moves. Full tank, no I can't lose. Left them in the dust confused. All I ever did was break rules. Full throttle, I don't like cruise. Guess I got a couple screws loose. Son devil, I'm a damn fool. Ain't no telling what I might do. Taking off like a missile. Street marks, I'm official.
Yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Hey, yeah, I don't think they ready. I don't really think they want it. I don't think they ready. Ready, set, go!
Ready, set,
Go!
let's go.
Go!
On your mark,
Go! Ready, set, go!
ready, set,
Go!
on your mark,
Go!
let's go.
Go! Ready, set, go! 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 Ready, set, go! 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 Ready, set, go! Go! Ready, set, go!
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ward Radio live stream. I am your host, Cardin Ellis. And today I am joined by a killer cast of friends here. We're excited to have them all. We got all kinds of YouTubers and Instagrammers showing up, all right? We got a new guy. Super stoked to meet him, all right? Dustin, what's going on? Accompanied by Zach from Fair Mormon. We also got our new friend Noah next to Cade from All Those in Favor. And I got to quit introducing you as All Those Opposed, dude. I've mixed up my colloquialism so badly. It's just absolutely brutal. So anyway, glad to have you guys here. And we're going to be talking about a super interesting happening that's going on. BYU students starting to fight back, and there's an unofficial club on campus, a group of dudes who are just taking the apologetics of the kingdom in their own hands. Cade, why don't you just, I've done too much talking, bro. Just tell us what on earth is going on, man.
Yeah, I'll start and then I'll let these guys kind of introduce what they're doing. But I thought this would be so fun to have them on to explain a little bit about what their goals are and then to kind of just share their stories in a more unrelated vein of their experience with apologetics in Provo. But when I started to transfer to BYU, I started hearing rumblings from these guys. I'd talked to some of them before about a academic association that they were looking to start. Called the Faith and Reason Academic Association, which is basically just going to be aimed at helping to build the faith of young members through scholarship, good logical reasoning, and just supporting the doctrines and teachings of the church through the best available means. These guys are excellent at running point on this. and I'm excited for when they're able to hopefully get the club up and running, or the academic association up and running. It's been a long time coming, so we'll see. We'll see when they're able to get it done. But you guys want to maybe fill in any of the gaps that I missed?
Yeah, there's one massive gap I want filled in just right off the bat, dude. Who is
No, there are
in
no
this
girls in the club.
picture? No, there's no girls. Wait, are there seriously no girls in the club? I know it's probably
There might
male
be.
dominated.
Are there any girls?
Yeah,
So-
there's a few. We got
Okay.
we got more than a few.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not as bad as like the one girl in the mechanical engineering class, you know what I'm saying? But somewhere above the MDT major. It's somewhere in the middle is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's-
And
yeah.
I wanted to clarify something too. The club, the Faith and Reason Club, is actually not associated with the apologia stuff that we're talking about.
Yes, all the stuff that we're going to be talking about today, completely fundamentally unrelated
Okay.
to the stuff that we're trying to do with BYU. We can talk a little bit about that at the end if you'd like. But for the most part, this is all just us as friends trying to engage in interfaith dialogue with people who, you know, have expressed in the past a desire to interest with to dialogue with Latter-day Saints. There have been some interesting developments on that we'll talk a little bit about.
That's a very
This is good.
euphemistic way of saying make Bible bashing great again.
You're
So-
gonna love this, Carden. You're gonna love.
Okay, so what am I going to
How
love?
the
Let's
development
dive right
Okay,
in.
well,
Let's
I
dive
think-
right in.
I think we should start with a clip that you have access to.
Okay, cool.
Specifically,
Which one? We have a few.
yeah.
So we have.
Apologia Church goes to LDS wards, events, and temples to evangelize. There's something about Pastor Wade, something about Pastor Andrew. I've got 15 clips in the Discord.
Yeah.
You
I
tell
want
me which
the
one.
Righteous Trouble one. There's a
So-
clip called Righteous Trouble.
Okay, cool. All right.
Let's watch that.
This
Okay.
is so good.
Here
Wait,
This
did you
is
introduce
just
Noah?
for some-
You didn't introduce Noah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Noah, you should introduce yourself.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just living down here in Provo. I've worked as a research assistant at the Maxwell Institute. So working on some projects in ancient Christianity, vaguely. Other than that, yeah, just here at BYU.
If you have any
Okay.
questions about patristics, hit up Noah. He's my go-to guy. Him and LJ, who we've talked about before, Rational Theology podcast. Everyone should check him out too. But if you have any questions on patristics, those are my two guys, Noah
Actually,
and LJ.
Noah, reach out to me. I'm doing a documentary on the apostasy. Let's talk after. But for now, Righteous Trouble. Righteous
Yeah.
Trouble. Here's the
Wait,
first.
just for some context for this video really quick.
Yeah.
This is Jeff Durbin talking to Pastor Wade and Pastor Andrew, two pastors which he will set up just south of Salt Lake, and he's kind of talking to them about their goals, Apologia's goals about being in this area of Utah. And so yeah,
Someone might say, well, what's
Oh, okay. Interesting. So this is, I opened it up in the wrong clip. I got to make sure that I get it into the one that's going to be showing up on screen. So let me make sure I do that correctly here. This is the first one. It's called Righteous Trouble from Apologia Go.
Someone might say, well, what's different? I would say, well, what's different is hopefully our passion and love for the community is a highlight. But what's different is we want to engage them where they're at. We want to go into the public square. We want to start righteous trouble.
Yeah.
So that the Mormon people can't avoid the message of the truth. It's going to be in front of them. We're not going to allow people to be comfortable.
So they
Okay, you go. You go.
yeah, they have these goals, right, for their ministry here. And you heard Pastor Durbin himself. He wants to create a little righteous trouble here. And so over the past year and a half, they have been proselyting outside south of BYU and around the temple, which at face value is I very much respect that endeavor.
Oh, yeah. And Righteous Trouble, that's an album name waiting to happen. Like, that's a great name, dude. That's a
Yeah.
total
We
great
should start
name.
a new podcast, a new YouTube channel, Righteous Trouble.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Yeah, and so just before that too, I don't think I heard it in that clip exactly, but he says that he sends out apologies in a special position to go to churches of Latter-day Saints out here and to go to other temples and
events, conference center,
Yeah.
temple dedications, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so recently they have started to blacklist us, Latter-day Saints interested in studying the gospel, and they refuse to speak with us, and they are not doing this calling that Jeff Durbin has planted them here to do. And it's a little bit, it's definitely different.
So there are a couple of clips from one video that we made that we would like to share. So, but they're done in a kind of order. I know that there's like a limit to how long like we can watch a clip without pausing, without
Yeah, it's all good. But
YouTube
I've got
cause
the
a problem.
reaction screen up, so it's not copyright infringement. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. So let's just start with we'll start with the one clip where it says, or he acknowledges that we're respectful, because one thing that we are we'll kind of talk about this, but in light of all of this is going down, there's a lot of dispersion cast in our character. I'll put it that
and
way.
this clip comes from Aaron Shafawalov, who does actually still speak to us, and he is not.
That's a different one. Aaron Schaff
Oh.
is that's the one. On the
Oh,
bottom.
never mind.
So this one specifically, Pastor Wade saying this. So we'll start with that clip.
Okay, and what's it titled again?
So it's the Pastor Wade. So Pastor Wade acknowledged that we're respectful.
Okay,
And there's some
cool.
context we'll give after the clip is done, but let's just start there.
Okay, cool. So I'm looking for, there's righteous trouble, depressed and lost, psychological manipulation, how he wishes that LDS temples would, respectful. Here it is. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah, you guys have always been respectful for the most part. Of course, some of the last year's Travis Anderson, and I think that's the gentleman's name.
When Aaron shoved a camera in my face demanding if I was a representative of fair, is that what we're referring to?
I'm not aware of that.
Well, you were there.
I don't recall that.
Okay, so we just saw it. You're on their radar then, huh? You're on their radar. Okay,
So
keep going.
they are familiar with projects that I have done, as I've interacted with them. I'll also throw that out there. I've done some work with Fair LDS, formerly known as Fair Mormon. I actually got to see you at the conference most recently. And it was a
Yeah,
lot of
what's
fun.
up,
But
dog?
of course, I'm not like representing Fair in any official capacity. I think sometimes people forget I'm like 24.
Yeah.
There's that.
Okay. Yeah.
So with that in mind, though, they are familiar with stuff that I've done. They are familiar with projects that I've done, and they openly acknowledge in that clip that when we, as the young people, are arriving, for the most part, with the exceptions of like people will sometimes bring, they felt like our engagements have been largely respectful, cordial. This is not us just going up and yelling at the protesters. It's not us degrading them in any way. We show up because we're genuinely interested in having these kinds of discussions with them, and we'll talk about things like biblical scholarship. We'll talk about things like Latter-day Saint history. This is not us misrepresenting them or trying to make them look bad. But
And just to, if I could just add some context for those who aren't here in Provo of what this actually looks like on a weekly basis. Like Dustin mentioned, they're out here south of campus, generally on the corner right in front of the Provo City Center Temple every Thursday night. There's a whole bunch of evangelicals right there camped, just passing out pamphlets, just anti-Mormon pamphlets, to every single person that passes by, walks in, walks out of the temple, right? Just filled with, honestly, garbage, right? And so our original intent when we ran into these guys way back in the day was, hey, we don't even need to, like, we're not here to just argue back and forth. We know we're not really going to convince these guys probably, but it would be nice at the very least if we could just restrict the flow of pamphlets so that people can walk in and out of the house of the Lord without getting accosted by lies about Joseph Smith, right? That was our goal. And so in these conversations, as we'll see throughout the rest of these videos, like Dustin was saying, they no longer want to talk to us.
so keep in mind though that they were familiar with why we were there. So this isn't us acting in any bad faith. This is us acknowledging that, say, hey, we're concerned about some of this material, but we are genuinely interested in discussing these things with you as in, maybe we can come to some sort of understanding, and maybe we can, if nothing else, maybe we can just improve the dialogue.
Yeah.
Because that's what they from what I understood, that's what they were interested in. They were interested in Latter-day Saints and non-Latter-day Saints dialoguing about these texts and about Latter-day Saint history and why we believe. And so I'm happy to engage in that kind of talk.
Now, as a side note, before you continue, I'm just proud to announce that the URL righteoustrouble.com is now mine. And
no shot, bro.
Yeah,
You
I literally just bought the URL of righteoustrouble.com. You can see it on your screen.
Now I gotta find out what to do with it, dude.
Yeah, dude. We might just have to start a boy band. Are you guys ready for the boy band, Righteous Trouble?
Sure.
Is this gonna be the
guitarist?
Do you sing?
Yeah, dude. Well, not right now because I'm taking all of my freaking vocal zone. But I mean, dude, Kwaku L just released an album, dog. Now,
oh, really?
Oh, how do you follow up a single artist album then with a boy band, bro? You guys are already in Provo.
I think it's required.
Yeah, exactly. You got a great jawline, Dustin. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I don't know about that.
You could be our front man.
Provo too.
Sons of Provo too. Yeah, Noah, he looks like he can shred. Zach, I've seen him with the ladies. He's one step away from Elvis, dude. So, Righteous Trouble, the boy band, is about to launch, coming on Ward Radio Records soon. Anyway, keep going.
So let's play the next clip wherein they're talking. So there are two clips. They're kind of back to back. I tried to make sure that. So we'll do the one where he refers to us as swine.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Referred to as swine.
You're concerned that we're swine. Like, that's like what you're talking about.
Yes,
okay.
And then I'm concerned about your sincerity of what you said earlier.
Oh, I don't.
You said you want to learn more from me.
Sure, I do. That is genuinely true.
For instance, my major is religion studies.
Yeah.
So, like, I just spent the last 6 months learning about Sikhism.
Yeah.
Do I have any desire to convert over? No, but I want to learn as much as I can. So I can understand them and I can interact with them as a human better.
Yeah.
And have thoughtful dialogue.
Yeah, I agree.
I think healthy dialogue is what leads people to Christ.
Yeah, I don't think this is healthy.
I would agree it's not.
Dude, is the guy... One of the comments here just asked if Jeff Durbin or Apologia Studios ever spends any time in their own church. So is the guy who is so constantly out harassing others by standing in front of their sacred houses of worship and then making straw man mockeries of their doctrine, all of a sudden the one super concerned about healthy dialogue?
Yeah, it's so like
it's like the abusive husband that shows up to family counseling, and then starts saying, "Oh, you're hurting me."
We didn't show this clip, but part of the goal that Wade wants to see in the future, Pastor Wade, who's this individual, is to, like Josiah, see the temples, the Mormon temples, to be ground into dust as the high places in the Josiah Reforms is one of the things that he had mentioned. And so...
Wait, so ISIS that destroys all the Buddhist temples and the Catholic priests that burned all the Mayan codices... and the Nazis that piled up copies of Jesus the Christ in the Book of Mormon and had book burnings along with other human rights atrocities. This Pastor Wade wants to join the long and prestigious line of those who seek to utterly destroy and or burn the relics and books of those that interpret the Trinity differently than him. Am I understanding this properly?
Specifically, yes. Specifically to grind the temples to dust.
And like he said, he's appealing to a specific passage in the biblical text to support that. I just, that bothers me. It bothers me something.
And we can watch that clip, but just to explain what we had just watched, we had gone, like sometimes we usually do, to the Provo City Center Temple, and we had spoken to some people on the other side of the road. And I walked over to speak to Pastor Wade, and he had told me that he doesn't want to speak to me because Jesus says not to cast pearls at swine. And so I had asked him if I was a pig, and he had answered in the affirmative. So then I had got my
like
friend
not even
Zach
like, but not even like, well, we're all pigs until we accept Christ, or like, Not taking off any of the
You
edge.
actually kind of brought that up.
I did kind of bring that up. I don't think it's recorded though, but so we went over there and I turned the camera on. I just wanted to get confirmation that like he would double down on this. And right at the beginning of the clip we just watched, I said, I'm just concerned that you think that we're pigs, and he had answered in the affirmative. And I just think that he is, really concerned about having productive dialogue and having respectful dialogue. And I didn't. That was a little bit.
So the guy asking for us to play nice and have productive dialogue, his opening statement is "Thou art swine."
Well, specifically in the context of casting pearls before swine. Yes.
Okay.
Hey, why don't you guys tell Cardin why why is his audio so bad? Like, why can't you hear him, but you guys can?
Oh,
we can hear you pretty well.
Oh yeah, so we couldn't give him a microphone, so it was just
they wouldn't take mics.
Yeah, they wouldn't take mics, so they want to hand out microphones to Latter-day Saints, and this is actually the main reason why I personally go to the temples, because part of what they do is they'll talk to Latter-day Saints and they'll record them and they'll post edited videos to their channel about trying to catch Latter-day Saints in some bind or entrap them with their theology and then make them kind of look stupid on their channel. And so in order to counter that, I have been able to just, kind of butt into some of those conversations and not allow the Latter-day Saint brothers and sisters to look stupid on there. Not that I don't like trust them or anything, but Apologia specifically creates and finds ways in order to make Latter-day Saints look stupid. And I think it's ironic that they're willing to put microphones on Latter-day Saints and record them and ask them questions about their faith, but they're not willing to do the same when the roles are reversed.
Yeah.
And, like Wade in this.
And just to be clear, it's honestly surprising how well coordinated and orchestrated this is. It's not just Apologia, they pull in mission groups from evangelical churches all over. I've talked to kids from Florida, from Colorado, right? Other people, a lot of them our age, who are coming in, and this is their mission trip, right? To come and pass out as many pamphlets as they can and talk to as many Mormons as they can. And most of them have been incredibly friendly, right? I've had some really fun conversations there. I got one guy to admit, just at face value, that yeah, the Old Testament does not teach creatio ex nihilo. He admitted it looks like it's creatio ex materia, which is what we believe. But it is impressive. We've been there, I think, weeks when there's like 2 dozen people there in total.
By the way, for those of us
pamphlets.
that don't know what patristic fathers are, creation ex nihilo means out of nothing. Creation ex materia, or creatio ex materia, means out of pre-existing matter. So, Noah, your dates must be amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Noah is married.
Noah's married, actually.
Yeah, Noah is married.
What was it like dating your wife? Being like, hey, babe, so, I've read this really great theory on origin and consubstantiation in the 2nd century before the Nicene Creed. And I got to tell you, you and I, we need to talk Marcionites. We just need to talk Marcionites, bro. And then she's probably just like, I'm ordering a sandwich. And
I don't know if Noah is anything like me, but I have a double life. Like at school or whatever, I'm all into philosophy, I'm all into history and theology, and then the clock strikes 5, I come home and we watch the Great British Baking Show, and I don't think about it again.
No, you don't watch I saw you. The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's on loop in your living room, dog.
My wife says she doesn't take religion classes anymore because I just tell her everything. Okay. But yeah, to her, I'm just a big BYU football fan.
From an outside perspective, Noah, here's how he was able to do it successfully. He actually didn't ever bring her to any of our evangelizing. That's how he was able to figure that out.
We did actually. We were walking around the temple one time, and I specifically was like, I don't want to get drawn into a conversation with these guys. I know they're out there, but we took the long route around, like the back path, and one of the guys came running over to hand me a pamphlet, and so I got roped into a conversation with her standing right there.
Yeah, we should watch that clip of them in the Josiah reforms. Really
okay, let's burn through this because I'm out of here to go to Institute in 30 minutes, dudes, because we got a first edition copy of the Book of Mormon that I'm showing off in Institute. That's pretty cool. So
before you play this clip, Cardin, I just want to get this from you guys. They certainly post every single interaction, right? Like all the
So
times, like the intelligent people go talk to them, and the people, not the intelligent people. That sounds rude. It sounds like some people aren't intelligent. The people who have experience dealing with these kinds of traps, every time they go talk to them, they those certainly get posted, right?
for sure. And they get clip farmed and they make several reels out of them. But I've had a couple of conversations with Craig, who isn't in Apologia, but he goes with them a lot. That I have, and none of those clips have ever seen the light of day. Like I don't know where those hours of
Why
footage
don't these
should come.
guys just have regular, normal discussions / debates like civilized human beings? Like Pastor Wade, I'll frickin' fly you in. Here's a seat, bruh. You can sit in it. You can bring a buddy. There's another seat right there. It's comfortable. RS gaming chairs, dude. You got the lumbar support right here. It's all, I mean, it's comfy, bro. A good microphone. I even give you the disposable, like, you don't need to share, like, ear grease with anybody. These
We'll
come
even give you
off.
a button up because evangelicals only wear button ups. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, like we'll give you a polo shirt. I will give you literally, bro, your own Ward Radio polo shirt. Pastor Wade, you get your own way. Just be civilized and talk with us. And you can call me swine all day. That's why I grew up in LA. Doesn't offend me, you know. But just like, just be human, dog. You can just have a convo. So anyway, keep going. What
Yeah.
clip am I
Well,
playing?
the reason I wanted us to watch this clip is just to make no mistake that if you are a believing Latter-day Saint, that if someone truly really desires to see the temples torn down and ground to dust, that it is some. I want to talk to those people. I've said things in the past like I'm just there to waste their time, and I think that there's probably some truth to that, but from the bottom of my heart, I would really love to see them come to the gospel. And
Well,
even
how about
though the-
also just the middle ground of don't burn other people's temples for sincerely held religious beliefs? The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is literally reinforcing Buddhist shrines in Japan right now. Like we're using our welfare dollars to help others. Do you know how many Catholic chapels from medieval and 17th and 18th centuries we've helped retrofit around South America and Europe? Like
Catholic Charities is like our biggest partner.
Yeah,
Red Cross
exactly.
and Catholic Charities.
So it's like, dude, like chill, bruh. Like there's a reason why North American evangelicals have a freaking bad rap sometimes, dog. And it's because of stuff like this. Like you can't stop. Tomorrow you can start being normal. Like we'll walk you through it. We'll help you. No hope of conversion. I don't want to convert you to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I want to get you to normal human being first. That's where I want to get you. So swine, here we are. Swine, go.
The ground of powder or the.
So the Pastor Wade explains how he wishes LDS temples would be destroyed is the name of the clip, but we'll listen to what he says so that.
Okay, here it is. Here's the clip. 3, 2, 1.
Chronicles 34.
Oh, whoops! It started a little bit late. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
It reminds me of 2 Chronicles 34, where Josiah, the young king, he becomes king, and it says that he fears the Lord, and he takes down all the high places and altars to the Baals and Asherim.
Okay, it's actually to Baal or to Baal. That's the god, not the Baals. I'd like to think he just mixspoke. But anyway, keep going.
And it says that he
He's talking hay
grinds
bales.
them in
What he's talking? Hey, Baals. Yeah, he was.
the powder. You know what I mean? And these are high places. These are false temples of worship. You know, so it's my hope one day, whether in my lifetime or in my posterities, to see this transformed, to see those torn down, to see the people who were once in them to come out and be a part of the true Church of Christ.
There's this weird button on YouTube now. It says translate, and if I choose Arabic, you know exactly what a jihadi radical Islamist sounds like. Like that is knucking futs. This idea that I want to grind everybody's temple to dirt. Not even the Muslims did that. They repaired, like, have you ever seen how they divided up Jerusalem into the 4 quarters? The Christians had destroyed the temple, and he came back in, and he had Saladin had 600 Jewish families move back in and help repair the Temple Mount. If you want to know what radical Islamists sound like, they sound literally just like this guy driving, but just speaking a different language. This is knucking futs. This is like really emotionally and socially destructive. I can't believe they actually just published this online.
Yeah, well, this is 4 years ago before they had planted that church, and this when I had watched this, I had felt almost an obligation to just go to try to speak to them and to understand why they think this way, because obviously I don't want to see their churches torn down. I don't. I'm a pretty fundamentalist LDS, and I don't even desire that. And
well, because Jesus Christ didn't. Like it's one thing. Okay, by your fruits you shall know them. It's one thing if it's like a truly wildly destructive religion. Like I heard, you can never trust too much of the ancient world, right? But if the Midianites were truly like burning children at an altar of Baal or something like that, you know, I'm not gonna venerate the place, right? That one I may not be so pissed off if they were destroyed. You know what I would say? But like literally like to overtly say it's going to be my goal to destroy that thing betrays the ultimate essence of the gospel, that it's not the thing, it's the heart that must change. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you can take over. I went to church in a building that used to be a Catholic church that then became a Lutheran church that our church bought, and then we ended up worshiping there, right? And we didn't have to destroy that building for it to change into a peaceful place of righteous Christian worship, right? So, this is bad, man. Keep going. I'm talking too much.
I haven't been perfect in the past. I've been pretty abrasive sometimes to some of the things that they've said to me, and I don't want to pretend like I haven't, or that I'm innocent in contentious conversations. But at the end of the day, I love them, and I do want them to come to Jesus Christ, and I want to be able to speak to them, and I am honestly frustrated that they refuse to speak to us any longer. And they claim that it is because we're toxic in conversation, but they have their own footage. They have footage that they haven't posted, seeing that that's not even the majority of the case there.
And even Pastor Wade in the video says that, for the most part, by and large, the interactions with us as we're talking with them have largely been respectful. They've been cordial. This isn't us degrading them in any way, or trying to cause problems for them on a personal level. This is really just us having a desire to engage and interact with ideas that
are they having
want to be able to push back
success?
against.
Are they having success? Is this attractive to people, guys?
I don't know.
Like, they got to be doing it for some reason. It can't just be for clicks and views. And even if it is for clicks and views, like, who enjoys this? It's cult porn is only so fun for so long. Like, ha ha ha, making fun of Mormons. Like what's the motivation behind this? Because Apologia has a track record of just being very hypocritically toxic.
Yeah, to be fair, in the last 2 months, except for a couple of days ago, in the last 2 months, the Apologia Utah page has not been able to post or hasn't posted any content, and I have like theories on why that is. But
truth is, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't really know. But so
okay.
Yeah, I think it is slowing down for that, and I just thought it was because obviously we don't go up to evangelical churches and ask them why they believe in sola scriptura in their faces and then post clips of it on the internet.
Well, according to them, we do. Remember?
I don't do that.
Well, yes.
You don't either.
Yeah, if you, this was another part of the video. So they say that one of the reasons that they do this is because Latter-day Saints in the past have gone to their church and like tried to grill their members.
Anti-Mormon rule number 5 is they always shroud their nefariousness in noble sound bites. And so, like, yeah, of course, they're defending themselves. What? Nobody did anything to you outside of the tabernacle. And I guarantee you, Ward Radio never showed up at Apologia Church and just started harassing your members going in, which would be really funny. We should do that one of these times.
You know, we brought that up to Wade in one of the videos we were watching, and he had told us that he's like, oh, I've seen it before. This has happened before.
And I remember I asked, well, how often does that occur?
Because you're out here every Thursday, pal.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I am not personally concerned with them obviously trying to spread, what they think is the gospel. But I do have a problem with when their basis for that is in front of the house of the Lord with pamphlets that are spreading lies about the prophet Joseph Smith, which are just fundamentally incorrect, and then marketing that in a way to make Latter-day Saints look stupid for their YouTube channel. And so the reason why I even brought a camera was specifically for not defense per se, but just to make sure that I had a full recording and
Yeah,
things
and
like that.
this is what I've noticed is, and this happens. It happens all the time. Like it happens online. It happens in person when I'm talking with people. Like there are so many misconceptions about Latter-day Saints. There's so many misconceptions about our beliefs. People trivialize it, and it just gets boiled down to something that, like the God Makers cartoon is basically what it gets boiled down to. And when people like all of us go out there and portray it in a compelling, rational, reasonable light, and we paint the story differently, it's almost like they can't handle it. Like they will not let you make it something other than the caricature which they've already accepted. And this like and this happens, it can go one of two ways. They can say, "Oh, I didn't know that." Like Carter Josh Benson, the guy that you guys did the live react to a couple nights ago.
Oh, that guy that was totally mocking Mormons for like weeks
Yeah.
on months on end, saying all that
Mhm.
garbage about us. And then we bopped him on the nose, and all of a sudden he wants to talk. That guy?
So we've been texting a bunch. We've been talking a bunch.
Oh, it's like boyfriend and girlfriend already, huh?
Pretty much, dude. We're tight. And then, but no, for real, he like it wasn't like a debate. It wasn't like super heated. We were just chilling. We were talking. We were talking about like polygamy, and I didn't like give the normal like, oh, polygamy is in the Bible thing. Like I was like, yeah, no, it's kind of hard to understand. It's kind of hard to get sometimes, but like, here's some facts about it. Here's the theological setting behind ceilings. And he's like, okay, that actually makes a lot more sense.
So you rolled
And
over. No, I'm just kidding.
no, so there's two. Like the honest thing to do is to be like, oh, okay, that's a little bit more complex than I thought. That's a little bit more reasonable than I thought. Even though I don't accept it, like it's not as like stupid as I thought it was. Like it's not like just any person who believes it is an idiot. But some people just cannot accept when we rationally defend. Like Noah did a talk with one of these guys. I can't remember who it was, but Noah lays out this like perfectly presented um, sketch of LDS epistemology and how we are a non-dogmatic people, and we're very open to theological innovation, and we're open to allowing different ideas in the church. And it's almost like the guy he was talking to was actually seemed pretty cool. I hadn't seen him in any other videos, but he like it almost seemed like he didn't really know what to do at that point. And I don't think a lot of these Protestants know what to do when articulate people who have history and experience dealing with these kind of traps get in there. They don't know how to like handle an intellectually robust Mormonism, which is what we're bringing to people.
At least one time, one of our friends, I won't name, who has particular experience and professional training in Egyptology, went down to talk to one of these guys outside of the temple, schooled him on the Book of Abraham for an hour straight.
Sounds like it was either Stephen Smoot or Bruce Porter, and Bruce Porter doesn't live nearby. Who was it? You're talking about Stephen Smoot, aren't you?
So I wouldn't reveal who, but he schools the guy, and then
why not? If he's schooling the guy, that's bragging rights.
There might be a clip of this somewhere on the internet.
Okay, all right, whatevs.
We'll send a clip later.
Okay.
There might be a clip in the description later, but schools the guy, and then this evangelical pastor weeks later goes back to just repeating the same rehearsed lies about the Book of Abraham that he had debunked to his face.
Well, this is what I do now when I talk to these guys. I literally say, I will answer all your questions, but you now have, and after I answer it and I show them the primary sources, I say, you now have the moral responsibility to be steel manning our arguments and no longer straw manning with tropes that I've shown you where they come from. Like this originates in Edie Howe's book, who is angry about a personal beef with X, Y, or Z person in 18 ABC, and you show them the provenance of where the anti-Mormon trope came from. And you say you don't have to believe the Book of Mormon to be the word of God. You don't have to believe Joseph Smith was a prophet, but you need to be intellectually honest and drop this straw man trope. And if they don't, you can do nothing more than just say, brand him as an anti-Mormon and treat him as such.
So can I throw one more thing in conjunction of what Noah is saying?
Yeah, and then I'm going to get to super chats.
In that discussion, so Noah and I were actually talking with the same guy, and it was a really good conversation. I thought it turned out pretty well. But that was 2 weeks before suddenly we have all contact with them completely cut off. So this is, I want to say, if I was looking at the timeline for this correctly, so I want to say that it was on June 12th where Noah and I have that discussion. We think everything is fine. They, of course, uploaded the discussion. So, I don't think that there's any particular issue, or they didn't find anything problematic with what we were saying. And then 2 weeks later, on June 26th, that's when we show up again, and suddenly we're barred from discussing specifically anything with the pastors.
Yeah, so they'll like just ignore us and just tell us, politely, but just to go away and to not speak to them anymore. They have accused me after this in several occasions of interrupting their conversations with people, and yeah, I mean, honestly, it's probably not going to stop. They're trying to make Latter-day Saints look stupid on the camera.
They're still out there every week, and we'll keep running into them.
Dude,
Probably.
I'm
We'll
going up
let us
there.
talk to them.
I'll go up a day early to be there next Thursday. You guys want to go?
And again, none of this is affiliated in any way with anything at BYU.
Except for we're all BYU students, and we've all covenanted.
Before I was a BYU student, and I would be doing
I was just out there walking past the temple with my wife, my girlfriend at the time, and they came running up to us, right? So if
the universities are uniting, UVU is going too.
Yeah, we've had some UVU kids up there. It's the youth of Provo are just kind of sick of these evangelicals trying to take over our temple.
Dude, and that's basically kind of what's going on right now, and that's actually a really cool, that might be in the intro of what goes up on Spotify. It's just the youth of Provo, man. Just, we're taking back our temple. That's going to be our intro. You get it, Noah, first time on the pod, and you already made the intro. You're more than just good looks.
He's clip farming. He's just clipped farming.
Yeah, you're just more than good looks, bro. Couple of super chats, super fast. Stephen Diamond says 2 years of asking Cardin to come out to Pennsylvania, the priesthood restoration site, and to do a video on Temple Rocks. Going to send out the rocks soon. Look, when I get those, bro, Stephen Diamond, you've been such a big fan, and those Temple Rocks have meant so much to you. I'm going to make a shirt that literally says Temple Rocks with a picture of them, like a logo made of them, and it'll just say, if you know, you know. And then I'll have like 10 of them put up on the merch store, and we'll see who gets them. And like it's legend now. Doc says, can we please switch the topic to the Sean Ryan hit piece that came out today? I'm unaware. Was there a Sean Ryan hit piece?
I assume he's referring to the piece in the Atlantic, Wall Street Journal.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about Sean Ryan, the podcaster, right? We're talking about the Wall Street Journal article. I heard they mentioned Jasmine and Elder TikTok by name, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it was Wall Street Journal.
This might be so rude. Who cares? Who cares what is being said in the Wall Street? Is anyone under 65 going to read the Wall Street Journal's newest paywall article? No. Anyone who's reading that is probably going to be dead in a decade.
Yeah.
If anti-Mormonism is happening on the Wall Street Journal, we're in a great spot. We're in an absolutely great spot.
You know what? You bring up a really good point. One of the things Jonah Barnes said when he first saw our show that he hadn't really thought of being an option was just laughing at anti-Mormonism. He said everybody runs to try and just debunk it. And he said, when you guys just started laughing at the people that were like saying horrible stuff about us, he said it was one of the most neutering things, just like to diffuse the bomb. He's like, I didn't realize that was just an option to laugh at him. So speaking of laughing, Ed2276 says doppelgangers on the live. Zach equals Donnie Osmond. Oh, Zach, I'm going to put this back on the group shot so everybody can see. Apparently Zach looks like Donnie Osmond. All right. Then we got Dustin equals Luke Hansen, and Noah equals Don Henley. Bro, Noah's getting Don Henley. Can you sing us a few bars, bro?
That's a deep cut. I might be too young to know who Don Henley is.
Oh, he was Don Henley, I believe, was the
I
lead
don't know either.
guitarist of the Eagles. On a dark desert highway. I can't sing because I'm taking vocal stuff, but cool wind in my hair. That song, right?
So they're kind of just like a one-hit wonder.
The Eagles, bro.
know.
Oh, geez, this is bad. I'm never gonna get out of this hole.
You only listen
Arden,
to
those are the
Travis
types of bands that end up playing at the Draper Park for Draper Days on the Pioneer Day
No,
Fair.
no, they end up in the Las
Eagles?
Vegas Strip. That's where they end up. Yeah, the Eagles.
No one's named another song.
Hotel California, living it up
Is that
in
what
the
you just
Hotel Yeah, it starts out on a dark desert highway.
But is there another one? They've got to be just a one-hit wonder.
Oh my gosh. I was cruising down the road in Winslow, Arizona. Something down a sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, and flatbed Ford slowing down to take a look at me. Take it easy.
I think you've got the wrong audience.
Jeez,
I
man,
don't-
this is pop culture, like Americana. Like, oh, jeez. Fine, we're moving on. This is
Sorry.
embarrassing. Okay,
Yeah, I
read
can't
it.
speak for Kayla on that.
Read it, Book of Mormon. Being from Arizona, I don't get to run into Apologia. C. Vodolnik says, I saw you on Apologia's most recent video. You represented well. Great job. Another super chat says, I think Jacob had a really great challenge to Protestants about what, quote, true church actually means. It's about priesthood authority / keys, not creedal doctrinal orthodoxy. Yes, that's true. That's great super chat. Kyle says, to be fair, I did take a picture outside of Apologia Church wearing Burger King crown with my swig. It was just for me, though, not confrontational. Okay, that's really funny. I see you laughing. Are you familiar with the joke, Noah? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We all got
actually
that.
have it on good authority that we know the person who started that joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was Quaku. Was it Brad who said he looks like that? No, it was
He's not
Jonah.
associated.
Okay, then
The joke-
Jesse. Who was
The
it?
joke may or may not have been stolen.
No, it was a meme Jonah made, right? Where did that joke start?
Can we tell him?
Well, actually the same individual is one of the big reasons why Apologia stopped talking to us. It's an individual known online as Missionary Discussions, and you can find his YouTube channel. But he had created that meme, and it had spread like wildfire. And I don't really condone that type of memery online. I don't want to
Okay.
make fun of people's looks personally, but it was started by Missionary Discussions a number of years ago.
Oh, that's funny. And we just popularized it, I guess, or what?
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
how it got
funny.
to you guys, but
So, I remember there was in one of Jonah Barnes' slews of memes. That's when I saw it the first time. Then finally, last super chat here says, Jesse, what's a good source of common anti-LDS tropes and responses to them? I'm actually writing a book, and it will hopefully be in conjunction with, actually, I won't say the organization, but you guys do know who the organization is. And it's the top 10 commandments of anti-Mormons. And we're going to do woke anti-Mormons. We're going to do evangelical anti-Mormons. And then we're going to do atheistic anti-Mormons. There's going to be the top 10 commandments of all three. It's going to be a 3-part series. And it's my list that's been coming out. We're actually finally making a book out of it. So there's your answer, Jesse. And Jacob Mayberry says, Lincoln Douglas style debate with James White and Jeff Durbin when? Well, they're buddies, and I doubt they debate each other. I think you mean one of us, or maybe Jacob Hansen, or now Noah, because
If that's the Jacob Mayberry I'm thinking of, everyone should go watch. He does a bunch of good interviews. He did one on, I think it was like Mormonism with the Murphs channel on the cult scholarship, which is another area of interest of mine, and he kills it. He does a channel, or he hasn't posted on it in a while, with Bridger Coburn, where they respond to stuff. Jacob is he's a smart dude, so everyone should look him up and go check him out.
Okay, then also there's a member here who says my two favorite podcasters. Oh, and no, not member of the chat. Oh, I usually don't read not member of the chat chats, but this one was funny. He said, all those in favor, Cade and Baylor, my favorite podcasters right now. All right, so eSims, you now have 3 minutes to join my channel and give us a super chat, or I ban you from the stream. So, no, I'm just kidding. That would be so savage, man. No, that was a good comment. Good comment. So, all right, let's keep going, man. I could spend all days talking to you guys. We got 10 more minutes. Hit us. What else
I know
we got?
you had to go soon, and yeah, we just wanted to talk about the hypocrisy in the mission and calling of the Apologia Utah Church to speak with Latter-day Saints in their Calvinism, which suggests that we are not really in control of our own salvation, and they're ignoring us for things that we haven't really done, which things based on their theology, it's not really up to us whether we do them or not. And we wanted to just continue to have our fun conversations with them. I mean, this isn't really a good thing to say on dates. I've unfortunately found out, but my hobby is absolutely missionary work, and I love talking to these people, and I am saddened that they are ignoring us and no longer speaking to us, because it was many times the highlight of my week, and I would feel the Spirit in many of the conversations I would have.
And just to support that, we were on just like maybe what was it, a week ago, talking to somebody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So literally, we're more than happy just like working together. We tag team all the time, and we work together just to try and help people understand, if nothing else, help understand Latter-day Saint theology and history better. And we value being able to, positively engage with others and being able to form meaningful relationships. And it's sad that we're at a point right now where they of their own choice and based on things that are largely outside of what we can control, or they accuse us of things that we personally didn't do. It's unfortunate that they're using that as a way to ignore the objections that we're raising.
Wow, this is intriguing. So are they still showing up every Thursday night, just not posting?
Yes, as far as we know, I because they're not speaking to us, I haven't gone down there in a couple of weeks, probably a month actually. I think that they are on Thursday nights at 7. I think they go like 7 to 10 or 7 to 11 down at the Provo City Center Temple. And as far as I know, yes. But yeah, they just won't speak with us anymore.
And I kind of just crashed out about this, but like it just speaks to, like, they should be wanting to speak with the people who are most familiar with Protestant theology and most familiar with LDS history and most familiar with our own theology. Like, they should be wanting to have these conversations with those of us that have a lot of them. And it is concerning to me that it seems like they don't, from hearing y'all's stories, that they are preferring to talk to those who are less experienced and more vulnerable. And this is another example. I hope maybe I won't say his name just to because a lot of us know him here. He's our friend, but he just transferred schools. He went to Utah State, and he is a convert to the church. Joined a year ago. His dad's an Anglican minister. He's a legend, like such a cool dude, so down to earth, super ecumenical, like really, really nice to members of other faiths. He still is attending other faiths all the time, like just learning as much as he can. But he's like a very strong and well-read member of the church. And he used to be an anti-Mormon. And then he like read our scholarship and then converted. And he goes to USU and joins the Christian club there, like the Ratio Christi is what it's called. And he was saying they like told him he wasn't welcome in the club or something. Like they like kicked him out because he said that LDS believe that Jesus isn't a created being, which is true. But they like couldn't handle the fact that like we are rational. Like they would just like it just doesn't click for them that we have a rationally defensible faith. So it's like, okay, you're lying, you're out of the club. Like that's easier for them to be like, okay, maybe this was more reasonable than I thought. And I don't know how much of that story I'm just misremembering from the text, or how much of it's like accurate. But like this doesn't rise or fall in that story. This is over and over and over, where it's easier to just assume that we're lying or that we're wrong or that we are just like watering down the true beliefs of the church than to believe that like it's actually just reasonable. Like we have reasonable beliefs and we have intelligent people that are like going out and rationally defending this. Like we were just talking with Jonathan Stapley. We just posted an interview on our channel. Latter-day Saints like completely overrepresent in Oxford publications. And I asked him why, and he's like, well, the Oxford people told me, and this is the most reputable press in the world. He said, the Oxford people told me that Latter-day Saints are the only ones buying, reading, and publishing books at volume these days. Like,
Dude,
we are not stupid.
hold on. No, that mirrors almost exactly what the antiquities dealers in Jerusalem told me. They said, we love our Christian brothers and sisters. We love our Jewish brothers and sisters. We love, all these people. But Latter-day Saints, when they come here, like regular American tourists, even if they're Protestant, I can't hold a Herodian lamp out and have them say like, oh, that's a Herodian lamp. And they'll say, yeah, from the parable of the 10 virgins. Oh, what's that? And they'll have to get out a Bible and then say, do you remember this, right? Whereas he says, oh, Mormons come in. And he's like, I can tell them this is from the parable of the 10 virgins. This is an oil lamp. And they'll just be like, whoa. And they know what it is instantaneously, because he's like, they're some of the only people that still engage with ancient scripture. And like being religious isn't just like a box they check on their, college application. It's they value it. So that does not surprise me, Cade. Keep going.
I'm done. I took up way too much time. I want to let these guys finish their stories.
Well,
I feel like
I would also say that it kind of depends. Like you have, these evangelicals that we talk to, we have wide-ranging experiences with many of them, and a lot of them have been really positive. And it's all the more reason why we're confused, but at the same time there could very well be stuff that we're missing. And if they would like to continue dialoguing with us, or if they would like to bring up something more concrete wherein we can like fix it so that we can make the dialogue better in their minds, I mean, that's something we can talk about.
And they better do it fast, because I'm showing up next Thursday. They got a week to impress you three, because if not, I got the microphones and the cameras rolling. We can fight fire with fire, baby. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, it's one of those things where, for me personally, I care much more about trying to meet people where they're at. And I care much more about being able to deal with the complexities of belief and help people retain a faith in Jesus Christ, because that's what I care about. And I have found the tools in the gospel, this whole studying by using the best books and using the heart and the mind. I found that to be a really compelling draw to me that we find in Latter-day Saint scripture. And I really appreciate the instances wherein I talk with evangelicals and I feel like I get to do that in a positive way. I don't, like you said, I don't even need them to fully agree with me. I would love just to be able to continue the discussion, improve the dialogue, and correct while at the same time correcting misinformation and being able to fight against ideas that I think are fundamentally toxic against other religions. And I don't think that's unfair to say.
Cool.
I know I just said I was yapping, and
Yeah.
I'm going to yap again for like really, really brief, because you hit something important that I've been wanting to urge members to like be cautious of. Like, we are entering the discussion now. Like, there are more pages, there are more people that are like willing to put our faith out there. And I just want everyone to be extremely careful. Like, if you're going to do this, like, remember that this is not about like scoring points in an internet debate. Like, this is important stuff. And if you are like going to go critique the Bible, or you're going to go critique like Protestant theology, like, keep in mind that this isn't an internet debate. This is like someone's life, and this is someone's faith. Like, don't just tear stuff down. Like, be productive, build things up, show them what you have to offer. Don't just be a destroyer, because that's what people do to us, and that's why members become atheists rather than become other denominations or other religious identities. So that's my last word.
Yeah. Well, and spoken frankly, like a true actual returned missionary, because we know what it's like to hold somebody's faith in our hands, and we understand the actual power of faith. And we understand that responsibility, because we actually dedicate 2 years of our life to do a real mission. Not like the fun Thursday night boys party that they got going on here. where, or their 2-week mission trip to the soup kitchen in Tijuana or whatever, which are all good things, better than staying at home in your loafers watching another Giants game. But like when you've actually dedicated and served a real mission, then you kind of understand the depth of that responsibility, and you just mirrored that pretty well. So any last thoughts? Unfortunately, I got to run to the Institute building, guys. Any last thoughts before we get out of here? Anything you want to say? Noah, Dustin?
Thank you so much for having us on. Thank you.
It's been fun.
It's been a pleasure.
Cool. And before we go, last 3 super chats. Going to give a shout out to everybody that gave us a super chat here. Mary Lou says, listen, young punks. No, she didn't say young punks, but she said, Eagles, one of these nights, Lion Eyes, Life in the Fast Lane, and Take It Easy, to name a few. Yeah, you Zoomers. You got to know your boomer stuff. Even I knew that one. It's before my time, though. Noskelborg says, yo, Cardin, when you come to Provo, shoot me some DMs in advance, and I could join you or at least try to get you up with some fresh produce. I don't know if he's a produce vendor, but we've got, fresh produce on the table here. Thank you for the super
Hard to
chat.
pass that up.
Dude, I'll take some strawberries. I'll take some mangoes, Do you happen to have a dragon fruit? That'd be freaking rad.
You just got an under the table produce dealer, dude.
Yeah, dude. And in Provo, that stuff's hard to get, dude. That's inland. They're not, on the fruit stand like us with Callie and Austin Baker yesterday. Plain and Precious says, destroy an apology of video strengthens testimonies. And then also says, here's the last $2 in my wallet. I love you guys. All right. Well, we love you back. And before we go, I just want to point out something I noticed. If you look at your boy, what's his name? Pastor Wade. You guys can't see this. It's just on my screen. But is it just me? Look at Pastor Wade driving in the car right there. Speaking of doppelgangers, does he not look totally like Alex Jones? Like over the shoulder, just like totally like Alex Jones. Doesn't look like Alex Jones is straight up driving that thing. Do you see it?
From behind, I don't know. I think Alex Jones has a little bit more hair.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. It looks like Alex Jones. I thought that was kind of like, maybe that should be the Halloween costume,
The Mormons are putting chemicals in the water, making the temples.
That's funny. The Book of Mormon's making the antelope gay. It's like, whatever, right? Okay, dudes. Well,
yeah.
Check them out. Yeah, what you got to say, Dustin?
I miss talking to Wade. I don't want to. I'm not saying. I don't want to make fun of him or seem like we're making fun of him. But I do wish I could talk to him again.
No, we're not, man. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. It's been real and it's been fun. It's been real fun. If you want to support the channel, please buy some of the last War in Heaven veteran hats. If you want to get a shirt, that's available in the Ward Radio merch store. If you're a person of means and you'd like to contribute directly to the channel, please consider a generous contribution through Zelle or through Venmo. We're available on all those platforms. And when people shop on our Amazon wish list and give us stuff, we read out their messages. This one says, y'all rock. Thank you for teaching, entertaining, and debunking, from Jen and Josh Jackson, who got us one of the plastic clapperboards we're going to be able to use on the street productions. It looks like, if I read this correctly, it's really small and the Amazon receipts are tiny. But thank you very much, Josh Jackson, for your contribution through the Amazon wish list. Other than that, it's been real and it's been fun, and it's been real fun. For this and more, please make sure you check us out at wardradio.com.
I built a rocket in my basement. I'm gonna fly it to the moon.